Anyway, we're here at the hotel room. Curtis has been uploading. I'm sure you're watching the videos on YouTube right now, or you're looking at them through our app. Hopefully you're going to our app. We got a lot of cool things going on. Tomorrow we are going to have some real-time purchases of these horses through the app and on our site, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Today, I did a lot of work. We spent 6 hours at the sale all afternoon. I think we looked at every horse. Now, it came to me later, Hunterton had left. They left by the time we got there at 1 o'clock, which made no sense to me. They were down further, I guess. There was like 5 burns. By the time we had worked our way down around 5:30, Hunterton left. So we still have a couple of our horses that we were rather high on that I want to go and look at. Obviously, if I am correct, one of them is number 46, which would be Lincoln Tunnel, would it not? No, I was wrong. It's not 46. They are 146, 191, and 233. So 146, I'm certain, is Lincoln Tunnel. I didn't get the chance to look at Lincoln Tunnel yet. I am going to look at him first thing in the morning. 3 horses I have to look at. Lincoln Tunnel is one of them. Number 191 is that one that looked that great video. Had the weird pedigree where there was 2 very short families up top. Yeah, 1 foal in the first, 2 foals in the second, Father Patrick in the 3rd dam, and Pastor Stephen. So something I want to look at. Don't know how interested I am. I think the videos look good. The pedigrees are interesting. I'm going to go look at those horses in the morning. There was one more, 233. You don't remember this horse. 233. And Uncle Peter, 2nd dam is Justice Hall. Yeah, I'm going to go look at that one also. So we have 3 horses to look at tomorrow morning. Let's get through what we did look at today. Just so you know, I've refined my list. My list is now horses I am interested in that I'm looking at tomorrow. I have hardline prices on every one of these horses. 4 pacing fillies, 6 pacing colts, 15 trotting colts, not surprising, and 9 trotting fillies. Some very, very interesting horses here today. I have a top 10 list, which I'm not going to divulge that here. If you want to know what my top 10 list is, if you want to know what horses we're looking at, and if you want to know their prices, then simply email me, pick up the phone, 519-400-4263, or text me. Message me on Facebook or Twitter if you'd like to also. So we do have a top 10 list. There are a couple of horses on here I really want. Now, I was a little hush-hush about my top pick. I really wanted number 94, Corazon. Really wanted this horse. We had put together a lot of money to buy this horse. I knew that Ron Burke had bought the full sister last year for $150,000. So I was a little concerned that maybe he might want the colt also. So I reserved any final decisions on him until I found out if he did. I talked to Mark Weaver, and he didn't know, and I ran into Ron Burke today. You're going to see a video. I ran into him. I didn't mention the colt, but I ran into him and talked to him about the colt, and his ownership is, in fact, very interested in retaining this colt again. So I'm not going to talk numbers. I'm only going to say that I am no longer interested in bidding on hip number 94 in the sale tomorrow. Now, I mean, if the horse is going for nothing and something happens, I don't know. It's not going to. So 94 was my top pick. I've removed him now. We're looking at exactly 34 horses that I like, that I want to look at tomorrow's sale. I have hard lines on all 34 of them. And all 34, well, they're not all in play, but depending on the day plays out, these 34 are the horses I'm looking at. Then again, I have the 3 Hunterton horses I want to look at tomorrow morning. Hips number 146, 191, and 263. Not to say I like them, I want to go look at them, but those were horses we were looking at. So I'm going to run through all the horses I looked at today, what I liked about them. Obviously, there's not a whole lot I didn't like about these horses. There are some horses that are no longer on the list, and I will talk about them also. And I want to be careful also. I don't want to run down people's horses on here. There's 1,300 people on this list. The last thing I want to do is start, cutting up people's horses in a very public way. So for me, if they're not on the list and you're wondering why, simply send me an email. I'll be happy to tell you why I removed them from my list. First on the list was a horse I came by chance. Number 6 in the book, that is a Pet Rock filly, I believe. Not a big, huge fan of Pet Rock, but at the same, oh, I'm wrong. It's a Dragoning filly, not a Pet Rock. Ooh, I still get chills in my back from Redwood again. I've only ever had one Dragon Again young horse, and he really broke a lot of hearts at thestable.ca. But I've driven a lot of really, really nice Dragon Again. So for me, I give the horse a pass, obviously. And we see this filly Rose Run Vigilant. The second dam is a dam, a piece of the rock. Very nice horse. Pacey, Deucey. Third dam is a dam of Economic Clout. Just a nice family. But overall, this was a really nice looking filly. So when they brought her out to show her to me, obviously she stood out right away. I like a lot of the fillies we looked at today that we liked. They look like colts. Big, strong, muscular horses. Horses, that's exactly how we want them to look. So for me, number 6 is the first one that I am interested in looking at. Rose Run Vigilant. Next one. Horse that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I went there to look at him. This was a horse I liked from the videos and from the pedigree. But Mission Voyage was a horse that I thought looked really, really good. Here's a horse with a brother that won in 152 and 2, made $470,000, 23 wins. The mother herself, Bon Voyage, 154 and 4, 11 wins. Then you go down to the second dam, Coco Lindy. I raced against Coco Lindy. He took America 152 and made $500,000. And then you say, wow, that's pretty good. Okay. Drop down into the third dam, a horse I hadn't seen in a long time, Another Miracle. Only took America 57, but made $906,000 doing it. So Mission Voyage is a horse that I thought was a really good looking horse. Again, these horses stand really correct, really good. Nothing to speak of, any flaws for the most part of these horses. Now we skip over to number 22. Number 22 is Rose Run Vroom, another horse out of the Rose Run consignment. This is an Uncle Peter colt. A lot of the Uncle Peters I looked at today I really did like. A couple of fillies I didn't, but a lot of the colts I really did. This is a brother to a horse that won in 152 and then 400,000 made. Second dam, also another one with 200,000 made. Just a nice family, but this is a nice looking colt. Not too hard to put him on the list. Looked like might be some value there also. Pretty close to the front end of the sale, and it's not like he's loaded with black type. Just a really nice looking individual with some nice looking horses in behind him. Skip over to number 29. I don't even know, sometimes some things happen. Sometimes some things happen. Wow. This is a good looking horse out of the Winterwood consignment. He's Cash Hall. Cash Hall, now not a ton in the first dam. Second dam, though, has Cameron Hall in it. Cameron Hall obviously made just under $2 million, $1.8 million, America 153 and 3. That Cameron Hall family is, it goes without saying, these are very, very good horses. So first dam a little weak, second dam is extremely good. What I would call maybe a sleeper in the sale. Cash Hall, close to the sale, coming out of Winterwood. Good looking horse, and a horse that I'll be paying very, very close attention to tomorrow. Skip over 10 more to number 39. Number 39 is a horse out of the Midland Acres consignment. These guys do a great job every year. They had some really, really nice horses there today. This is a Man of Many Missions colt. Now, this colt had a scar on his shoulder. He cut his shoulder when he was young. For me, you can see the scar. You know, anytime I see stuff like that, that's completely superficial. I just see value because people are going to pass it by. People that may not know the difference might just pass that horse by, whereas that I know, and so do the consigners, that it's just a blemish, more or less. And, you know, people, for some reason, look at that and say, I just don't want them. For me, I just see value. You know, I see money falling out of that scar on his shoulder. And, you know, when you look at the family that's in there, brother made $360,000. And then the third dam is Why Not. Why Not was a tremendous horse in his time. Bit old blood down here in the third line, obviously. A third family, obviously, but third generation, obviously. But Cynthia's Man, all in all, a really, really nice colt. Run over to number 51. I know who this is. So this is the sister to Bourbon and Barley. You saw a video, and if you haven't seen it, go and look. We show you the video, and I tell you the story behind Bourbon and Barley for the most part. A lot of people know about the first year, Rose Run Speedster, and everybody thinks that Rose Run Speedster was the only horse that propped us up. He wasn't. Rose Run Speedster was a very, very good horse and a tremendous 2-year-old. Bourbon and Barley was also in that crop, and Bourbon and Barley, we only had her one start. Trained her down raced her once and sold her for 110,000 American, and really put our foot in the door in Ohio. So for me, I've been waiting. This mare hadn't had a foal since Bourbon and Barley. I was waiting for this horse to come along. Good-looking filly, not fantastic, but a good-looking filly, almost a twin of Bourbon and Barley. And by We Will See, a horse that we've had a lot of luck with as a sire. I think this horse is a horse we're going to look at. I have a sneaky suspicion it might go for a little more than we're comfortable paying for it, so we may have to just watch a race next year. But at the same time, good-looking filly, and I like her nonetheless. Next, we'll go down to number 69. Number 69, if I'm not mistaken, is also out of the Rose Run consignment, and it is Rose Run Valiant. This is a Cash Hall colt. This is a colt that I thought was very interesting. He's got a brother who's been a real journeyman, a real war horse in Ontario, and Catch the Dream, racing in the Preferreds in Toronto virtually for 4 or 5, 6 years. This is a very, very good horse. Salt and the Cash is in there also, that horse, a full brother to Rose Run Valiant. Again, getting down and dirty. I remember Paul McDonnell had that horse and drove for the Wellwoods, I believe, in the second dam, and then down in the third you have Royal Ballad, 556,000 made. So this is a horse with a ton of pedigree here on its page, and he is one good-looking colt. Next, we run over to number 74. Number 74, I was a little torn on this guy. This is the gray horse, Pearl White Cruiser. You know, this is a full brother to White Sport Coat, who was okay. 52, 88,000 made. Pearl Handle Pistol Doug Brown campaign that was a Mach 3. It made 282,000 America, 51. You know, there's enough on here, and he is a good-looking colt. I mean, if he was going to slip through the cracks, I would say we'd take a chance on him. I just don't think he's going to slip through the cracks. He's a good enough looking colt and bred well enough. I think there's going to be a lot of people enamored out there with, one, his color, and two, he is a well put together colt. So I put him on my sheet, although not really that interested in this colt, but I'm going to keep an eye on him, put it that way. Number 84 is next. 10 more hips down. Number 84 is Leah's Little Sis. This is Dublin Valley Farms. This is a full sister to Count Me In, Countess Leah. 2 horses in this pedigree were horses of the year right here in Ohio in 2011, 2012. My only dig here is that there's nothing in the second and third dam. No money, no wins, no nothing. So, you know, 130,000 with 1 horse, a mark of 59, 8 wins. Not a whole lot here, but this first dam, very, very strong and a real producer. So this is a horse that, yeah, I'm really interested in this horse, but we're not going to overpay for a horse like this. I want to see some stuff, some real strong roots on the back end. Strong first dam, second and third, just kind of present. Then we will go down to number 85, which is very next. Steph's Dream. This is a horse that I almost had pegged as one of my top picks of the sale. I had talked to Gary Lance about this horse at the Mohawk Paddock and said, geez, you know, I really think this horse will go for a lot of money. I'd like to get in on her. I like her. I went and looked at her at the sale. Little small, little frail. Not tiny, but a little smaller than frail than I thought she looked in her video. And for me, I like her, but I can tell you that there's about 4 or 5 other fillies I like as much or more in this sale. So for me, I'm going to keep an eye on her, but I really believe that Steph's Dream is going to bring more money than I'm willing to pay for. So we're going to have to keep a real close eye on Steph. She's in play. I like her, but at a price. And we'll see how that works out. Next, another Rose Run horse. Geez, these guys got some nice horses this year, eh? An Uncle Peter filly named Rose Run Veronica. Now, we talked about just a second ago other fillies that I thought were as good or better looking. I think this is one of them. Now, this horse's mother was the filly of the year in 2008, made 436,000, took him a lifetime mark of 152 and 1. This is a trotter. So for me, you have Rose Run Keepsake. Rose Run Keepsake in the second dam. So striking in the third dam. Winners all across the page. 31 wins down here in the third dam. The first horse. How many wins did Big Girl have here? Doesn't say. But 33 wins her mother had. I mean, this is a strong family. Strong family and a big, strong-looking filly. So Rose Run Veronica, another horse that I'm keeping my eye on also. Number 99 was brought out of the sale to look. She asked me to come and look at this horse. She said, you know, you got to look. This is a full brother to Mr. Wiggle Pants, who was the 3-year-old pacing colt of the year in 2016. My only concern is I really don't see value in this horse. Yeah, he's a good-looking colt. He's put together really well. How are you going to afford a horse that has a full brother that was the best horse in Ohio for almost 2 years? He took a mark of 149-4, made $380,000. I just don't see where we're going to be able to find value in purchasing this horse. But nevertheless, a really, really nice horse, and they should do well with him in the sale tomorrow. Again, these are horses that, although I'm pretty sure we're not going to get them, I'm going to be standing at the ring just to make sure. We don't want any of these horses falling through the cracks, and we don't want to turn it into a oops moment. We come all the way down here, did our homework. We do not want to drop the ball while we're at the sale. Now, our next pick is one that kind of caught me off guard. I don't have any interest that much in a Big Bad John, and a lot of people don't. They've kind of fallen by the wayside over the last couple of years. But while I was looking at a colt at Anvil and Lace, Beth said, hey, why don't you have a look at this filly? And she pulled her out of the stall, and I said, wow, that's a good-looking filly. I opened the catalog. She's a Big Bad John. Now, granted, I didn't have any Big Bad Johns. I never even drove any Big Bad Johns that I know of. I don't have any reason to dislike them personally. I just fell into the same thought pattern that everybody else did. They just don't do enough for me. But this filly is one good-looking filly. We did a video of her. Now, these videos, again, I can't say enough. They're on our, where are they on? On YouTube, and they're also on the app, right? The app, the Stable app. So if you have a phone, download the thestable.ca app, just like I said it, thestable.ca, either on Android or in your iTunes store, and you can watch all these videos. So Al's Gal is one good-looking filly. She's a striking filly. This is a filly that might fall between the cracks. You know, here's a filly. This is her first foal, so you get a first mare. We like that. By Big Bad John, okay. Second dam had a mark of 152, made 150,000. Was the mother of 4 Stars Trace, who took a mark of 150 and made 700,000. Podge's Lady, 151-4, $400,000. I mean, down in the third dam, Flying Mocha, 152, 370,000 made. It's a good family, and this is a good-looking filly. So for me, I'm going to keep a real close eye on number 103, Al's Gal, tomorrow. Skip over 4 or 5 hips to number 108. 108 is at a Hickory Lane farm. It's a colt. His name is Yours If You Want It. Yours If You Want It. I think we could have done a better job spelling that. Yours If You Want It is the name of the colt. This colt's a nice-looking colt. Here's the kicker. 0 for 2 for the most part in the front dam, both by DeJerenbro. We know how I feel about DeJerenbros. I'm going to pitch them both out and call it first full. How's that? Second dam is the dam of Lexus DJ, Lexus Hawkeye, Lexus Diamond. Third dam is dam of Upfront Hotsy, Marco 151. Marco 152 and 1 stop with the BT. And $433,000 made. Finnegan is in there. He was a decent horse. Boogie Woogie is in there. I mean, these are horses that are all good race horses. So for me, 108 looked the part. Got a decent amount of breeding in behind them. Horses I'm going to take a real close look at tomorrow. Now, there are some horses here that we've skipped over. You may be saying, what about this one? What about that one? Send me an email and I'll let you know exactly what I thought about those horses. I don't want to be cutting people's horses up online in any capacity. So, number 170 is a horse that I found very interesting. From the Marvin Raber Farms, this is Mound Visit. Great name. Mound Visit is a full count colt. Now, full count has done well in this family also. Full count has a full brother win in 156, 213,000 made. Nothing jumps off the page on this horse. This is a good looking colt. I like this colt. I like his size. I like the way he's put together. I like his video. I like him in person. Now, the pedigree doesn't scream world champion, but I like this horse as an individual, and these are the types of horses that I frequently like to bring home with us. These aren't stragglers. These are horses that maybe people missed. And Ron Burke, you can also see a video, an interview that I did with Ron Burke today in Ohio, and he said something to me that made sense, and I never thought of it. He said, you know, this day and age, 2018, whether you see it or not, there's speed in almost every family, especially at a sale that's a select sale. Even if you don't see it, it could be there somewhere. And it was Blair Burgess that said it to me a couple of weeks ago. He said, you know, he's talking about sneaky pedigrees, you know, mothers of horses that aren't listed on the page. And for me, I'm not a pedigree guru. I can tell you what I like as far as sires, and I can tell you who I like as dams. I probably drove some of them, but at the same time, I'm not a guy that knows the ins and the outs of pedigrees and these sneaky pedigrees that Blair was talking about, and the speed, even though you don't see it, it's there, that Ron's talking about, and he made it very clear. Simplicity, the same as I've said. You show me an athletic horse and I'll show you a horse I'm interested in. So for me, 117 may not have that, that blue blood pedigree on his page, but he was a good looking horse to me. So he's a horse I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. Number 121. 121. Uncle Rocco. I like this horse also, another Uncle Peter colt. People are saying, I don't know about the Uncle Peters. I'm going to tell you what, they're all good looking horses. You can't make good looking horses that are well bred that just can't go. So he may have had an off year. The one we had was fantastic. We had two. One was just an okay horse. It did okay. And the other one was one of the best horses in Ohio. So for me, I'll load up as many Uncle Peters as they want to give us at a discount in Ohio tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. Uncle Rocco, I would love to take this horse home with us. He's a good looking horse, very good family. I actually bid on this horse's full sister last year right here in Ohio. Didn't get her, obviously, but we were in play for at least a short time on her, and she went for a fair chunk of money, I believe. Number 125, my father couldn't believe I liked this horse. It's a chestnut. Don't really like chestnuts as a rule. And it's a Break the Bank K. Not a big fan of Break the Bank Ks either. Again, I've never had one, but I've seen them, and they're a little erratic, but they can go. They're fast. So this is a chestnut, Break the Bank K. Now we're looking at two previous foals. One's a man of many missions that hasn't raced. I'm assuming, since the other one isn't listed here, that it is not racing either. Then you look at the second dam. You have a horse at 471,000, made a mark of 55. Another one right beside it, 155, $400,000 made. A long litany, a long list here. In the first dam, this is the second dam. How many foals did she have? Lord above, she's a fertile girl. But a young dam up top, only two horses. So although I'm not a big fan of chestnuts or Break the Bank Ks, I am a fan of value, and if we find it at 125, she will be loading up to come to Ontario. Number 126, Aunt Rosemary. Little torn. This was probably one of my top picks in the sale. Everybody's was. This is Arvika's sister. We all love Arvika, and this is her sister. Here's the problem. As you can see in the video, and I did post a video of it, she's got a boggy hock left hind. Likely has an OCD in that hock. Do I care about that? No. But a lot of people will. So I liked Aunt Rosemary. I liked her video. I like a lot about her. I like the way she's put together. I don't even care the fact that we probably got to operate and take that chip out. We're taking two out next week. What would be the difference if we took another horse to university? I'm sure we could get them both done at the same time. So that doesn't bother me, but it will bother some people. So Aunt Rosemary, I might have knocked her down a little bit on my list, but overall, she may even look better now because that boggy hawk is going to stop some people from bidding on her. And that's just the reality of the situation. It won't stop me from bidding on her. I mean, as I said, it's what, $1,500 Canadian to take that chip out. By the time we get her back, our Harrisburg horses are going to be coming in. No time missed, no harm, no foul. I'm not concerned with an OCD chip in that hawk in any way, shape, or form, but it will drive her price down. So for those of you that are saying, what do you think? I'm not worried about the hawk, and I think we just got a discount because of it. I feel bad for the breeder. He's going to take a little bit of a bath on a filly that I was pretty sure would bring 30, 40,000, maybe 25, 30. I think she'll bring half that now. So we may be coming home with Aunt Rosemary. If we are, she's probably going to the university on the 23rd with Al's son, the filly that we bought, the other filly that we bought that has OCDs in her hawks. So that's Aunt Rosemary, number 126. Number 132. Number 132 is Changing of the Guard. Midland Acres again, man of many missions again. Like this family, like this colt, liked everything about him. Good looking colt. You can see him. Is this the guy that was squealing and roaring and prancing around? I think it was, eh? I think he was. He's an ornery bugger. I don't think he's going to stay a stud very long, but he is one good looking colt. He's got a little bit of size to him. Looks like he's got some great family here. Two generations of decent horses. Mickey's house. He's only made 88,000. Mickey's house. I hate when they do that. So the first dam actually is just okay. Second dam has Dunkster in it, Broadway Long Haul. These are horses that made decent money, took decent marks. So I'm looking at the individual, I'm looking at the speed, I'm looking at the pedigree. 132 is probably in play. We probably have a shot with this colt, and he is a good-looking colt. And you all know I like man of many missions. I didn't the first year. They grew on me, and they're tough horses. They turn into war horses, so I'm really, really interested in 132 also. Next, we'll go to hip number 146. I did not get to see this horse. This is Lincoln Tunnel. I'm going to look at Lincoln Tunnel first thing in the morning with Curtis. We have 3 to look at. He is number 1 to look at tomorrow. Skip back just a tiny bit to number 139. Globe Trotting, another man of many missions, although this is a filly. I thought she was a colt. She's so chunky and big and strong. Not very often you see these big, masculine-looking fillies by man of many missions. This one is. So she's out of Celebrity DeVille, who's a very, very good mare in her own right. Made $338,000, a mark of 153 and 4. She threw Lima Cadillac already, 154 and 4. Only made 80,000. Mr. Joe 6-packs in the second dam. In the third dam, you have Bronze Sealster, Blossom Sealster, all those horses. That dam's thrown a lot of good horses. Bronze Sealster was a very, very good horse. Callie Rankin had him towards the end. 54 wins, 490,000. I bet you he made probably 300 of the hard way in Ontario. So that is number 139. Number 156. Number 156, I rather liked. I remember the number. Number 156 is an Uncle Peter filly. This is at a Double Spring Farms. This is a big, an actually big Uncle Peter filly. I really like this filly. I like the look of her. She was put together really well, strong, really proud looking. The Uncle Peters all look athletic. They all look like workers, and this filly here definitely fit the bill of a worker. Now we go to 165. 165, McNugget. McNugget is a McArdle filly. Now, McArdle kind of grew on me this year also with Twinsburg. Last year we had McKinnon, almost ruined it for everybody, but Twinsburg bounced out this year and was awesome. So I thought I'd stray to the female side of McArdle if I was going to get another one. And this is a McArdle filly, to only 2 foals. The first foal won in 156, a rock and roll dance, now 3. Now the second dam is a dam of Major Bombay. Third dam is Mataroni, who was a great, great mare, and it threw some great horses here also. So a great page here coming out of Steiner Stock Farm. The thing I liked about this filly, she wasn't a giant, but she wasn't small. Reminded me actually a little bit of a tank, just like Twinsburg. So I liked the look of her. I liked how athletic she looked, how quick she looked on her feet in the video. I didn't mind that she was a McArdle filly. Obviously, Twinsburg changed my mind on them. So for me, 165 is definitely in play. This is a very, very playable filly in here. 166, Burn Raid. Now this is a pretty cool story. Burn Raid, we probably can't buy this horse. Burn Raid's amongst one of my top picks, and I only say that because she's probably amongst everybody's one of their top picks. She's very correct. Beautiful filly. Looks exactly how a horse should look. Now, she's only had one sibling, Burn Girl. Now, Burn Girl, that was like 5 years ago. Everybody's asking the guy the same thing. You know, why the gap? What happened? So what happened was they bought this mare in foal, the cash haul, in foal to Burn Girl, and foaled her out and then Amished the mother. So the Amish had the mare, Turquoise Sweetie. So they finally tracked her down and got her back in foal to Uncle Peter. So there's a gap of 4 years, I think, between the cash haul and Burn Girl, who made $700,000 and took a mark of 152 and 4, and Burn Raid, which is this Uncle Peter. So this horse has a lot of people asking questions and a lot of people looking. This whole pedigree is strong. Go back to the third dam to find Gypsy Balance. Old horse, 952,000, a mark of 53, when that was an incredible mile for a trotter. So Burn Raid I would love to bring home. I would really love to bring this filly home, but it's just probably not going to happen. There is way too many eyes on her today. I don't think she ever stayed in the stall today. So beautiful filly. Like to get her, but not going to overpay for her, and I think somebody's going to. Number 167. Look at this, another Rose. Do we look at every horse in the Rose Run consignment? Rose Run Vern, a full count. Now this is the same type of family as the earlier Rose Run horse, although this is a full out of a full sister. This is her first foal. So that old family we talked about back, I forget the number of the horses, back in the 50s or 60s, I think. The Rose Run horse we talked about that was a full brother to Count Meehan and Countess Leah. This is out of a sister to those two. So you got some younger blood here with a first foal, first mare, SJ's Caviar mare, right back to full count. Interesting. And a good-looking horse also. when they brought them out. All these Rose Run horses look really, really good when they brought them out of the stall. 168 is Rock'em Sock'em Scott. It's a good-looking horse out of the Springhaven. I remember this horse now. Springhaven consignment. They brought the Rockin' Amadeus colt out. Now Roger Mockham is in the first dam. This horse, they were telling me, was somehow related to some beach somewhere. I don't know. I don't see him on the page, but the second and third dams are very strong. You go all the way back to the third dam. Cam Terrific. Maybe the toughest horse in the universe ever. I don't know. Oh, I see some beach somewhere down here. So it must be the second dam, something in there is the mother of some beach somewhere, I would assume. Very strong family. All three dams, race horses, good horses, money, wins, fast times. The only problem is I just don't know if there's going to be value there for us. Again, we look at 34 horses. There's 34 plus the Huntertons is 37. 37 horses on our list. Of those 37, we're hunting for value. Horses like Barn Raid, probably Rock'em Sock'em Scott, not likely going to come home with us because they're going to be overpaid for in my mind, and we're not doing that tomorrow or any other day. So for me, Rock'em Sock'em Scott's a horse that we're going to be at the ring and we're going to be watching him. But I have hard lines on Rock'em Sock'em Scott too, and we're not going to be going over it. But I would love to bring this horse home for sure. Next, we skip over to number 179, a Fancy Face. This is a My MVP filly. I didn't really have this horse picked to begin with. You know, young mare, second dam, young mare, third dam's a dam, a celebrity, sweetheart. Like, there's not a lot here. She's a really good-looking filly and reminded me a lot of the way I felt about West 52nd last year. That long, lean, kind of gritty look in their eyes. And for me, I really like the way this filly was put together. This is a filly I'm pretty sure won't bring a ton of money. This filly right here would probably be one of the favorites to come home with us tomorrow, I would think. And I have absolutely no problem with that. Again, individual athleticism, back it up with the pedigree. There's a little bit here. I wish there was more, but I like what I saw today when I saw her out on the floor. Next, we're going to skip over to number 185. 185 is Rock Smart, a Pet Rock colt. How do you talk me into looking at this? A Pet Rock colt. Oh, I remember. Smarty Girl's the mother. Yeah. So this is a Pet Rock colt out of the Midland Acres consignment again. I was a little lukewarm on this horse, but we were pulling out a bunch of horses, so they pulled out the Pet Rock. He's a big, big colt, and he looks strong. You know, there's a lot of decent horses in this pedigree. No standouts anywhere on the top or the bottom. I know I raced against Smarty Girl. She was a nice little horse when she raced in Ontario. And second dam, Paper Luck, 441,000, a mark of 150. A little bit of speed and money there. Paper Luck socked away 44 wins. That's not easy to do. On her way in the third dam, 533,000 made, a mark of 54. So there's no slouches in there, but we would really have to find some value with a Pet Rock colt. Although, I don't know why I'm saying that. I think he was still the #1 sire this year, money-wise or wins or something. Kirby sent me a stat today about Pet Rock, but I was never high on them. I think Airway might have ruined it for us, but again, unfair. It's only one horse. So he is on our sheet. He is in play. If we find the value, he may get a chance to prove me wrong this winter. So that is number 185. Number 190 is a Wishing Stone. It's a pretty little horse. We pulled him out. Again, first foal. The mare's name was Jessica Rain, 58, 11 wins, 100,000 made. The second dam is a beautiful old horse that I had way back when. His name was Cheers to Chip. He's just a nice horse. He was a Chip Hooray. Down in the third dam, Auctioneer. No standouts, no killers, no knockouts. Just a good-looking horse. So this is what we call an in-between horse. There's no way you could say, well, there's tons of speed or tons of black type in here. Just race horses. So for me, I like up front Stone. But again, depending on what we've done leading up to this point, how much money we've spent, where we're at, and what we have available, this is a horse we could take home. He wouldn't be on the top of the list. If we have 34, he'd be somewhere in the late 20s, I think. So number 190, nevertheless, I do like up front Stone, the Wishing Stone colt. Number 192 is Only Date Models. A lot of you out there have been asking me about this colt. Had him out on the floor today. This colt's out of a Muscle Hill. What did Kevin tell me today? There's only 2 Muscle Hill mares have foals in this sale. Annapolis is one of them. Annapolis is the mother of Only Date Models. First foal out of a Muscle Hill filly. Second dam is Ben's River Dance, 455,000, made a mark of 57. Who was the mother of Dance Hall Mistress? Dance Hall Mistress, 152, 445 made. Very nice mare in her own right. Very strong family. Muscle Hill on the mare side. Good looking horse, big strong bugger. Got a really low daisy cutter gait in the video. Really catches your eye when you watch him on the video. So for me, Only Date Models is a horse that caught my eye. Found his way onto the sheet, and I'd love to have him find his way onto the truck, come back to Ontario. Next, we have only 2 more left. 3 more left. Number 213. 213 Captain Royalty. Cash Hall. First foal. Second dam's a Dam of Magic. Third dam's a Dam of Hewitt Blue. Nothing spectacular here. Just a good looking horse. Good looking athletic horse. Again, Cash Hall. Probably a low percentage horse to come home with us unless, again, we see what happens during the sale. But way down at 213 with an okay pedigree page. He's a horse we're looking at, and I like him, but might not be coming home with us. But he is a nice looking horse and worth mentioning for sure. So 213 Captain Royalty is a nice colt, and we like him. Number 219. Number 219 is West 53rd. Everybody keeps asking about West 53rd, and his brother obviously is West 52nd. Our boy, his full brother, is in the sale. Now this guy, thought he was a little pigeon-toed maybe up front, and not quite as long as West 52nd, but bigger. He's bigger in the barrel, stronger colt. Nice looking colt in his own right. Again, we're going to have to be finding value with this guy. I like West 52nd, but this isn't West 52nd. So for me, I'm looking at this horse completely separate to West 52nd, saying, here's a good looking colt by my MVP, a little pigeon-toed up front. I like him, but we're going to have to find some value with this guy also. Last but not least, all the way back to 242, I know exactly who this is. I'm not going to get this one because I know who had him out 2 or 3 times when we were there. Mr. Burke had this horse out, I believe. Pacer Racer, We Will See Colt. First foal, sister to Aquatic Yankee, who had Fire on the Water. Fire on the Water did me a lot of good when I was driving. He had 27 wins. I guarantee I won 6 or 7 of them with him. 149, probably the only horse I won multiple times in 149 with, I believe. Just a really nice horse. Section Line Yankees in there, Aquatic Artist, Section Line Aqua. I mean, it's a whole bunch of really, really good horses. They don't even get to look at the third dam that much because the second dam is all taken up. First foal, We Will See. Again, certainly not going to shy away from those horses. So number 242, although it's late in the sale, definitely going to be looking at number 242 before we call it quits. So that's what I've seen in the sale. That's what we looked at today. We looked at almost every horse, just missed 100 in consignment, and we are going to be going there first thing in the morning. So Curtis and I had a long, long afternoon. I just said to Curtis, this is Ohio, man. Wait until we get to Lexington. It is going to be crazy. So for me, I had a lot of fun today. I like doing this. I hope you guys do too. Give me some feedback if you think it's useful. These are the horses we're looking at tomorrow, and I have hard lines on every single one of them, 34, and I'll put hard lines on the 100 in tomorrow's, which will be 37. Of those 37, probably half are really attainable. Some of them are going to be overbought, overpaid for. So somewhere in that meaty part of the second half of that, we'll find our horses tomorrow in Ohio to bring back to Ontario. So thank you very much for tuning in. We're watching the analytics of the app, and we see that people are downloading it, people are looking at the videos. Very, very important. We're going to be doing some purchasing on the app tomorrow. So if you don't know what I mean, you have a smartphone of any kind, Android or Apple, go into the Play Store or go into the iTunes Store, download the thestable.ca app. And on that app, you're going to get to see all the videos. You're going to see everything, and you're going to be able to buy shares of horses in real time tomorrow. When we purchase them and put them up on the app, you'll be able to get first dibs at them. So it's going to be really cool. These are the things that we're trying to do for everybody here at thestable.ca and everybody else that's tuning in. So for everybody, tomorrow's a big day. Biggest day, the first big, big sale of the year. This is our stomping ground now. This is outside of Ontario where we train. Ohio is our second home. Tomorrow is where all the big Ohio breds are going to be sold. So if you have any interest in any of the horses I talked about, or you're wondering what my hard lines are, wondering what my top 10 is, simply drop me a line, send me an email, and I'll be happy to loop you in. Take care.